Nearly 5 years after their rice lands were inundated with salt water after the collapse of a section of sea defense in the area, rice farmers of Cottage, Danzig, and Prospect MAHAICONY will soon be able to put their lands back under cultivation. During an outreach to Prospect Saturday, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa and team from his ministry announced that the approximately 10 farmers who lost their livelihoods when the sea defense gave way in 2019 will be given assistance in preparing the lands for return to productive use, as well as other forms of help.
I came here with the intention to look. The last time I met with a group of farmers from this area, I said we have to start replant rice over there. And I was going so far that we can do the areas. Because 9 farmers last time, when we had the flood, when we were in opposition, they had rice planting growing there, or they were planting rice. Some of them reap part of the rice, and some lost. And I'm willing to look at those 9 farmers to see how, as the Vice President would have said at that time, I am still open to see what kind of help we can give those farmers to go back to the land. Even to do the land for y'all back. Do the land, plow the land for y'all to get back there and give you all back seed paddy to go back and plant. Because when we make a commitment and our leaders make commitment, we try as much as possible to deliver on those commitments. So the point is that I haven't come here to make rhetoric and say that I can make a promise. I came here this morning with the intention that we go form a partnership and work together. I told the farmers, the last time I met last week, I met with a group of farmers with about 8 or 9 farmers from this area here. And even some of them who lost, I try as much as possible to assist.
At the start of his engagement with the farmers of Prospect and surrounding areas, Minister Mustafa allowed for the raising of issues of concern to those present. As is expected, issues pertain to block drainage and irrigation channels and requests for the installation of self-closing sluices to prevent water from getting back into the system. In responding to those concerns, the Agriculture Minister outlined both short-term and long-term plans for the entire Abari MAHAICONY MAHAICA scheme.
We want to do an integrated drainage system for the country. We have started it when we were in government prior to 2015 with the construction of the Hope Canal. When that canal was constructed, many persons at that time was criticizing it. They even went so far and said there was a Jackdale's white elephant. But we saw the usefulness of that canal when we had the flood in 2021. All the areas in this country were affected besides that area and the Georgetown area, because the water was draining directly to the Atlantic. And that's a high-level canal which can drain almost any time, not work by tide. So what we plan to do? In our manifesto, we said that we'll construct another 3 of those Hope-like canals in the various parts of the country. Regions 3, 5, and 6. We have already commenced work in Region 6 to construct 2 Hope-like canals. One at Numbers 51 and one at Lancaster, Manchester area. We are doing an embankment to keep away the high water level when you have heavy rainfall from the backlands to enter into the cultivation area from number 66 right onto the Kanchi Creek. This area, Region 5, we'll do another set of Hope-like canals. In a matter of weeks, in a matter of week, you'll see the tender will be out there. The expression of interest have already been submitted or published, where we will construct Hope-like canals in various parts of Region 5. This area is slated for one. We are now constructing a pump of Cottage, and that pump capacity will help in the long-term development of this area. With the construction of the Hope-like canal, we'll install a number of irrigation pumps at the backland to bring water into the irrigation system so that farmers can have regular drainage and regular irrigation, so that you will not suffer for water, because we'll have the water from the backland coming in. Then we'll have the high-level canal that we'll build to drain water so that we will not experience that kind of flooding when we have heavy rainfall again. That's the long-term plans that we have. As I'm speaking now, I heard your complaint about the sea defense, which falls under my colleague Ministry of Public Works. I will raise it with him. But as long as the contract was awarded to a contractor, he has to execute the work. I will ask them to send his people so that they can ensure that the contractor carry out the work according to the specification and on time. Now, all the works that you all raised when GRDB visited the area, we will do those works for you all. That will be the medium-term plan to get those canals, clear those canals, build those dams, deal with the mayors that you all talk about. I even told the farmers when I met them that I can't just go and send in machine into the area without doing a proper analysis and a survey. So I've instructed the chairman of NDIA, who will be back, he's out, he'll be back this afternoon, and he'll have a team to look at this area, and I will designate some special machine to start work in the Danzig area so that you, the farmers, can benefit in the short term to get all those areas cleared. That's the short-term plan that we have.
With regard to the approximately 2,000 acres of abandoned rice lands on the MAHAICONY Atlantic coastline, the plan is to have those lands put under cultivation for the next crop cycle.
In the meantime, I told those farmers that I have met with that the next crop, that we must ensure that we go back and get those areas under cultivation. We will assist those farmers. Those nine farmers, GRDB has a record. So we know who are those persons who would have suffered losses. And we will help you to get back to the land, to recultivate and start back production over there. Now, through my ministry, the mangrove area, we have started massive work in mangrove area here. We are doing breakwater projects. Where is Jack Narai? Who is Keen? Keen around? Keen is there. You explain, come up. You explain and tell the comrades then what we're doing in this area here.
The Agriculture Minister also spoke of the work his ministry has been doing in the restoration of the mangrove forest that once flourished along the MAHAICONY coastline. This aspect of the Ministry of Agriculture's work in the area is being overseen by the Mangrove Unit of NARI, headed by Ms. Keen Mosley.
So, recognizing the importance of the mangroves and the loss that you would have indicated due to the erosion and the loss of the mangroves, we've been investing in timber breakwaters because of the fact that we had such large-scale erosion on the Danzig foreshore. We can't simply go back and plant mangroves. We have to now create the environment, and to create the environment, this is what we're doing in terms of those structures. So if you would have visited the Danzig area recently, you would have noticed that we have some timber piles that we would have drive on the foreshore. So the objective of that is to be able to trap the sediments, the mud coming in. To be able to trap the sediments and raise the foreshore to a level that it was before so that the mangroves can start to restore. So we started that project last year. We have another phase that we're implementing this year. We implemented 300 meters last year. We're implementing another 200 meters this year. And that's an investment of about $240 million to be able to restore the mangroves, adding to what the Sea and River Defense Division is doing with regards to creating the hard sea defenses so that you wouldn't experience that flooding again.
During his meeting with the farmers of Prospect and surrounding areas at MAHAICONY, Minister MUSTAPHA shared with them his experience in Parliament Friday when government sought supplementary funding, especially in relation to what is needed for the agriculture sector.
You, the farmers, comrades, only yesterday I was in Parliament defending some money for the sectors, various sectors, GRDB, Gaisuko, GLDA, MMA, NARI. And you must look back at the footage. You all go back and look at the footage and see the question what the opposition asked me. Ramjatan was cussing out me because we helping the rice farmers. Last year, the rice farmers was getting $3,300, $3,200 a bag for the paddy. They came and they met with us. They said that the price too low. We call in the millers. The president called in the millers and tell the millers that you can't give the farmers less than $4,000 a bag. You know what the millers say? That you, Mr. President, you have to take out the commission that you're charging us and we will give them $4,000. So we took out the $8. No, firstly, we reduced it from $8 to $6 per bag. Every bag of paddy they export or rice, we just charge them $8 commission. So that goes a ton. Sorry, every ton. We just charge them $8. So they came to us. You had problem with supply. You had export increase in terms of cost. We reduced it by 25%. That's the first time we did that. Then when the rice farmers came to us, we took out the commission completely. Because of that, GRDB lost $839 million. And the farmers were guaranteed $4,000 a bag, not less than $4,000 a bag. Some of them had more. So we guarantee a price for rice farmers. Yesterday, for the first time, the government had to give subvention, give back that money to GRDB. And whilst I was defending that money, Jafar Ali is a member of parliament, they tell you what people like Ramjet and them were saying. Likewise, the sugar industry. When I had more money, I went for more money for sugar. They're cutting down the sugar. Let me be very frank with you all. They feel that rice farmers and sugar workers are support we, and we must not give them anything. That's the main thing. That is the problem with them. They make this issue political. For me, agriculture is not political. If you're on PNC or on AFC or on PVP and you plant, the country benefit. The country benefit.
Also present at the prospect meeting was Miss Michelle Benjamin, representing the Ithaca West Bank Berbice Farmers Group. She was there to receive fencing material for some 60 acres of lands occupied by members of her group, made available in keeping with a commitment made by His Excellency President Dr. Irfan Ali.
I'm so glad that I'm here today with the Minister of Agriculture receiving the barbed wire and the mesh that was promised to us by the President. And I could say that I'm so overwhelmed and I'm happy that I've received it today so I could push forward with farming.
What's this going to do for how many acres?
It's going to, it's over 60-something acres. We're going to try to make it do to fence so that the cows won't affect us. So it's going to push us far in farming.
Ms. Benjamin's group comprises 15 farmers, most of whom are operating an average of 3 acres each.